The isolation tax, how professional solitude robs Black leaders of $250,000 and what we can do about it. Good evening, everyone. I stand before you today with insights that will forever change how you view workplace dynamics, professional success, and the true cost of being the only one in the room. These revelations come from my transformative conversation with Natalie Solomon on the Pink Parachute Diaries podcast, a visionary whose research has shattered conventional thinking about diversity in corporate America. Natalie isn't just a researcher or advocate. She is a revolutionary force dismantling systemic barriers through data, a warrior for equity who has devoted her life to quantifying what many have felt but couldn't name. Her groundbreaking work has illuminated hidden truths that are reshaping corporate cultures across the nation, creating pathways where none existed before. She has single handedly transformed how Fortune 500 companies approach inclusion, moving them beyond empty statements to measurable impact. And today, I'll share her most powerful discovery yet. When we discuss diversity and inclusion in professional spaces, we typically frame it as a moral imperative, something companies should do because it's right. But what if I told you there's a concrete, measurable financial penalty that Black professionals pay when navigating leadership positions without adequate support? A tax that doesn't appear on any W 2 form, but silently drains wealth from Black communities generation after generation. This is what Natalie calls the isolation tax. This isn't theoretical, it isn't abstract, it is devastatingly real and mathematically precise. According to Natalie's research, Black men in corporate leadership with inadequate support systems face financial penalties of $20,000 to $50,000 annually in lost earnings from missed promotions and opportunities. Over a 5 year period, lacking strong referral networks can cost up to $250,000 in missed opportunities. Let that sink in. $250,000. That's not just money, that's a house in many American cities. That's college education for two children. That's seed funding for a business that could employ dozens. That's generational wealth systematically prevented from taking root in Black communities. What makes this discovery so revolutionary is that it reframes diversity from a social nicety to an economic imperative. This isn't just about feeling included, it's about having equal access to financial prosperity. It's about dismantling invisible barriers that have perpetuated wealth gaps for generations. Think about the last significant career decision you made. Who did you call? Who reviewed your contract? Who told you about the unwritten expectations? Who warned you about potential pitfalls? For most professionals, these questions evoke names and faces, mentors, former colleagues, industry peers, family, friends in similar positions. But research shows that Black executives often have fewer than three close professional friends they can consult on critical career decisions. Imagine navigating salary negotiations without knowing the typical compensation package for someone at your level. Imagine considering a job offer without understanding the company's true culture. Imagine planning career moves without trusted advisors who understand both your industry and your specific challenges as a Black professional. This isolation isn't just lonely, it's expensive. And its costs compound over time, creating disparities that extend far beyond the individual to affect families and communities for generations. But Natalie's research doesn't just identify problems, it illuminates solutions. The isolation tax is real, but it isn't inevitable. Let me share a powerful example from our conversation. Black executive men, known as BEM, created a professional community specifically addressing isolation challenges faced by Black male executives. Their research revealed that most Black men in corporate leadership were navigating bias and delivering exceptional results with woefully inadequate support systems. BIM established a structured community connecting these executives with trusted peers who understand their unique challenges, senior leaders who provide real sponsorship, and a brotherhood combining professional support with personal understanding. Through this intentional community, members gained access to C suite leaders from Fortune 500 companies and entrepreneurial ventures through live roundtables and ongoing engagement. One member, a brilliant strategist at a major tech company, was considering a lateral move that seemed promising. Through BEM, he connected with a senior executive who had intimate knowledge of both companies. This connection revealed that the opportunity was actually a dead end role being eliminated in the next restructuring, information that saved him from a career derailing decision that would have cost him at least $40,000 in lost earnings. This isn't just networking, it's survival infrastructure. Natalie shared another powerful example, the National Urban League's Empowerment Summit. This gathering brings together leaders, organizers, and partners to address policy challenges affecting Black Americans and historically underrepresented communities. Black professionals often lack access to policy discussions and leadership development opportunities that directly impact their communities and careers. This disconnection from power centers perpetuates systemic barriers to advancement. The Empowerment Summit creates a platform for engagement with influential leaders and provides structured opportunities to tackle pressing policy challenges through collaborative problem solving. A marketing executive who attended the summit connected with a senior leader who later recommended her for a board position, an opportunity that increased her visibility, expanded her network, and added $75,000 to her annual income. This wasn't just a fortunate connection, it was the elimination of an isolation tax she had been unwittingly paying for years. The third example Natalie highlighted was the National Black MBA Association's annual conference and exposition. This event brings together thousands of Black business professionals, thought leaders, and industry innovators to explore new horizons in business and leadership. The conference features professional development sessions, networking opportunities, and an exposition where over 200 Fortune 1000 employers conduct interviews and hire on the spot. By facilitating direct connections between Black professionals and major employers, the conference helps address the referral network gap that costs Black professionals up to $250,000 over 5 years. One financial analyst who attended the conference connected with a recruiter who helped him secure a position that paid $35,000 more than his previous role, all because he gained access to opportunities typically shared through informal networks that many Black professionals are excluded from. But Natalie's research revealed another hidden cost, the performance tax of code switching. The mental and emotional energy expended by constantly adapting to predominantly white corporate cultures creates an invisible drain on productivity and creativity. This continuous self editing depletes energy and ultimately impacts earning potential. Consider the cognitive load of constantly monitoring your speech, appearance, and behavior to conform to unwritten cultural norms that may be foreign to your authentic self. This mental taxation doesn't just affect well being, it directly impacts performance. When significant mental resources are devoted to navigating cultural expectations rather than innovation and execution, both the individual and the organization suffer. What makes these insights so powerful is that they move us beyond vague notions of inclusion to concrete economic realities. The isolation tax isn't just unfair, it's financially devastating, and addressing it isn't just about social justice, it's about eliminating concrete economic penalties that create and perpetuate wealth gaps. For organizations, this means moving beyond diversity statements to creating tangible support structures for Black leaders. It means recognizing that mentorship and sponsorship aren't nice to haves, but essential components of equitable advancement. It means acknowledging the additional mental load carried by professionals who must constantly code switch and creating cultures where authentic self expression is valued rather than penalized. For Black professionals, it means recognizing the financial value of community and intentionally seeking spaces where you can access peers, mentors, and sponsors who understand your unique challenges. It means quantifying the isolation tax you may be paying and making strategic decisions to eliminate it. For allies, it means understanding that supporting diversity isn't just about moral imperatives, but about eliminating concrete financial penalties that create and perpetuate wealth gaps. It means using your networks and influence to connect Black colleagues to opportunity structures they might otherwise miss. I stand before you today, not just to share information, but to ignite transformation. The isolation tax isn't just a concept, it's a thief that has stolen billions in wealth from Black communities. It's a silent predator that continues to rob brilliant professionals of their full earning potential. It's an invisible barrier that has prevented generational wealth from taking root where it should have flourished. But today, right now, we have the power to eliminate it. I challenge you to walk out of this room and identify one specific way you are either paying or perpetuating the isolation tax. If you're a Black professional, calculate what isolation has cost you financially and commit to finding communities like the ones we've discussed. If you're an organizational leader, examine how your systems may be enforcing this tax and dismantle them immediately. If you're an ally, ask yourself how you can use your privilege to ensure no one pays this unjust tax again. The isolation tax has persisted because it remained unnamed and unmeasured. Today, we've named it, we've measured it, and now together we must eliminate it. Not just because it's right, but because $250,000 is too high a price for anyone to pay simply for being the only one in the room. The time for awareness is over. The time for action is now. Join me in creating a world where the only tax anyone pays is the one on their tax return, not the one on their identity. Thank you.